It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Brock University Ultimate Frisbee president, Daniel Noel. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here, Brandon. I'm excited to get into this and, talk more about the game of Ultimate Frisbee.
Thank you. Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to become the team president of the Ultimate Frisbee Club?
So really and truly, this is my third year at Brock University, and first year I played and stuff like that. But because we had a lot of seniors on that team, they needed a leadership role. And I also want to mention as well too, I'm also co-president. There's another president right now. She's doing a lot of her name is Shireen, and she does a lot of student union stuff. So right now she's focused on that, not so much on Frisbee right now, but I have to make sure to mention her name in there as well. So she's also co-president. But really, we needed a leadership role, and I felt like this was the perfect opportunity for me to step into the light and do something for the university and for the team. And all my peers voted me, and they respect me as a president. And I feel like I'm in good communication. And with the athletic directors, we have a good relationship as well. So I feel like the leadership role was needed, and I stepped into it.
What is obviously the Ultimate Frisbee?
So Ultimate Frisbee, I get this question a lot. So some people see it as Frisbee golf, but Ultimate Frisbee is 7-on-7, two teams against each other. And the objective is to get the disc, to catch the disc in the end zone, kind of just like football. So in football, the receiver can catch it and run with it, but in Frisbee, you can't run with it. So once you catch it, you got to look for the next open person to keep it moving in the air. So the disc can only move in the air, not by running with it.
Of course, is Ultimate Frisbee similar to rugby?
No, I wouldn't say it's similar to rugby, because in rugby you can only pass backwards. As in realistically, Ultimate Frisbee, you want to get it as far down the field as you can, passing it forward and stuff like that. And it's also a non-contact sport as well.
Of course, what is it like, obviously, being an Ultimate Frisbee player?
Honestly, it's so much fun. The community and the environment is so tight-knit. I have people that I play against in grade 11 who I see at tournaments now in university, and we always just chop it up and just talk about high school, playing against each other outside of high school as well, and during the summer, spring touring as well. So it's always fun. The community is very tight-knit. Once you meet a few people, then it's just you're always going to meet more people, and I love it.
What is a typical game day like as the Ultimate Frisbee president?
So on game days, it's usually tournaments. So we have a tournament day, and for example, we have Eastern Canada Nationals. I'll use that as a perfect example. So usually our games are at 9, so we try to get up at 7, go down to the hotel, eat breakfast, get to the field about for 8:15 latest, get a nice stretch and warm up and everything like that, get the music going, get the guys pumped up. And then as the leader of the team, before the game starts, we get in a big cheer circle, and I kind of give a motivational speech, get them hyped up, and we start doing our cheer. And then it gets the adrenaline and everything flowing, and we're out there on the field and, putting our hearts out there.
Of course, who are some teams that you play in your tournaments?
So realistically, we play all teams in Ontario, and even play teams in all of Canada as well too. At Nationals recently, we played the University of Victoria and out in BC, and they came all the way down here for the national tournament. We played teams like University of Western Ontario, Guelph, Trent. Realistically, any school that has a team, we play.
Of course, is Ultimate Frisbee a co-ed sport?
So we have one co-ed tournament in the beginning of the year that we do, it builds a lot of chemistry as well, because at school we're under one team. It's not like Brock Women's Ultimate, Brock Men's Ultimate, it's all under one team. But then we play for Ultimate Canada tournaments, we play separately. But there's also other leagues that are co-ed as well. So it's really whatever you want to do. You can play co-ed, you can play men's and women's league, or open and women's league.
What are some of your roles and responsibility as the team president of the Ultimate Frisbee?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I get that a lot. So because we are a varsity club and not a varsity sport, it's a bit different. We don't really have a coach. So all admin stuff like filling out forms, getting hotels, travel expenses, stuff like that's all on me. And like filling out orders for like team gear, like the one I'm wearing right now. It's like that's all on me and Shireen as well, the other president. So that's really what it is. It's a lot of admin stuff. It's kind of like you're the GM of your own team. Kind of got to organize all that stuff.
Of course, with it being all on you, what is it like obviously having that role, that responsibility of making sure you book your hotels, book the teams that obviously you're going to be playing?
Honestly, the responsibility is great. I also have great captains as well. Like I have to give a big shout out to Haley on our team. She really helped out with a lot of admin and hotel booking this year. Because my schedule was pretty busy in the beginning of the year, so she stepped up big and helped me out a lot. So I have to mention her name as well as someone that was there to help me. Because also she's a senior as well, so she had a lot more experience with ultimate frisbee in the team. So I had a big support system for my captains, and she was one of them.
What is something that you learned now that you didn't know before becoming an ultimate frisbee player?
Honestly, sportsmanship. Ultimate frisbee is a very big sportsman-like sport. Before I was playing, track and field, so running track and field, and it was just you out there and you're by yourself. There was you didn't rely on a teammate to, pick up your slack. It was just you. You run out there and you're in your own lane, and that's what you do. You focus on yourself. So I didn't really have that team aspect to Ultimate. So when I got into Ultimate, it was like, oh, like actually, you have to rely on someone else. Someone else needs to rely on me for us to go there and win a game.
What is it like obviously being on the field with your teammates and obviously preparing and playing in the game?
It's great. It's great. The team that we have here, it's so tight knit. We go out together. We always like try to have social events together to bring the team bond and chemistry. We may have a group chat on Snapchat where we're always talking to each other. We're always having a good time, and like I never pass by anyone on the team, whether it's a girl or guy. I always like to say hi to them and make them feel welcome. And because as a president, you got to know everyone on your roster. So I love being on the field with the team as well too. Like everyone works hard. There's never a time where we're out there and I see people, slacking off or stuff like that. Everyone's in there for the same mission to win a championship.
What are some of your favorite memories and moments of being obviously the team president for Ultimate Frisbee?
So this year was a lot like different because it was the first year with COVID and everything. It was very much more different situation, but I'd say it's been a very big learning experience. I learned a lot about the school and the admin system, about the athletic department and stuff like that. So it's been a learning experience for sure. That's the best word I could use.
Of course, with COVID being a big part in this previous year, what was that like for you? Obviously, playing in club sports.
So I didn't become president of the club until I want to say maybe I'm saying the summer. So I'd say May 2021. So that whole COVID year, I was still a big part of the team, but I wasn't labeled as a president. But once I was labeled as a president, then I got more responsibility. I had to like organize team practices and all that stuff. And again, like I said, I can't thank my captains enough, like Cameron Knox as well and Haley Jack. They've just been helped so much with everything. And like I said, they've been on the team for 4 or 5 years, so they helped with practice times and travels and stuff like that. It was kind of just like I could still go out there and play and still not feel stressed because I know I had other people around me.
What has it been like, obviously, to be so close with the athletic director and have his support of obviously Ultimate Frisbee?
Yeah, so it's so funny. The first meeting I had was with the not the athletic director himself, but it was he worked in the athletic department as a admin. So I'd have a lot of meetings with him, Shireen and I, and we'd just talk and about how you can have a season, this and that. And then there was one meeting where it was the athletic director herself. And I didn't know it was her. So I mentioned, oh, we need to talk to the athletic director. And she's like, oh, I am the athletic director. But I didn't know her title. I didn't had no idea who she was. So that's like relationship I have with the athletic director and the athletic department as a whole at Brock.
What advice would you give other, obviously, ultimate Frisbee players looking to play?
I'd say go out there and play. The best thing that I tell anyone in university is to join a team or a club, because once you have a team or a club, that's your automatic friend group. Those are people that you can surround yourself with who has similar interests to you and that you're always going to be around. And that's the best way to go out there and make friends is join a club or join a sport. It doesn't have to be ultimate. No, I'm not gonna lie. I pitch ultimate a lot. I tell people, hey, come out to ultimate, come out to ultimate, come out to ultimate. Because the thing is, people underestimate the sport. Like it's really hard work. It's a lot of conditioning, running up and down the field. Because sometimes you're on the field out there for 1 point, which is like 15 minutes. Sometimes just depending on if no one can score. So I tell everyone, just come out, play ultimate, try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But hey, join a club, join another sports team, just so you can feel like you have a family and have a set of friends.
What advice would you give to other colleges and other schools looking to obviously add ultimate Frisbee club to their roster of club sports?
I'd say, you know what, go out there and do it. Yeah, it's always expensive to add another team in there, but you build up your program. The Brock Ultimate program, I don't think it hasn't been around for 10 years, but we've already established ourselves. We've won 2 national championships, one on the men's side, one on the women's side. So in that short period of time, it's built up. And ultimately, it is growing as a sport as well. So it'll be good if other colleges and universities can get a team. And, you know, again, when you bring more teams, more success, and everything takes time. So
What was it like, obviously, winning 2 national championships, one for the men's and one for the women's?
yeah. So when the men's championship was, I believe, 2017, 2018, I believe, I wasn't a part of that men's team, but I was there for when the women's won the championship. That was my first year. And it was great. It was great for the school and everything like that. Like everyone was so excited. All the men's team was like on the sideline just cheering for them. We were going hard. We were jumping up and down, cheering for them. And it felt like such a whole team like atmosphere.
What advice would you give ultimate Frisbee club team presidents?
And all that stuff. Really try to build a solid relationship with your athletic administrators and your athletic director.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
So my social media is at OTN_DN. Just my initials and stuff like that. It's kind of just like a brand I kind of just had for myself as well. So it's a public page as well too. So if you're listening, just go check it out. My Instagram handle as well. And make sure to follow Brock Ultimate on Instagram too. Just simple Brock Ultimate, you know, just get more people out to try out and stuff like that, hopefully too.
Thank you again, Daniel Noel, for your interview, and best of luck in your future as the team president of Brock Ultimate Frisbee.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to come on and talk about the sport of ultimate and being the president of the team club here.
Thank you. You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Daniel, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.